What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Mass Effect is getting a revival, kind of go over the newest Mass Effect news. It was a busy news day in the world of video games yesterday. It seemed like just everything was happening, or just a bunch of random things were all happening at once. But this story really stood out to me. So I'm going to read out what happened here. I'm going to go over kind of my analysis of it. This comes from PlayStation Universe, as most of these news stories generally do. It's a great website. I think it really streamlines the biggest news stories that I want to see, at least. RPG Maestros BioWare has revealed a new job listing that they're looking to revive a prestigious franchise, hinting that a much-loved Mass Effect series could be making a comeback following 2017's disappointing Mass Effect Andromeda, and boy, was it disappointing. The job listing calls for a technical director at BioWare Edmonton, which is that studio, and definitely sounds like the company is looking to resurrect one of its most popular IPs. While this could be something other than Mass Effect, it's still a solid bet. You will be the most senior engineering lead on the next major title in one of BioWare's most prestigious franchises, and a contributing leader to BioWare studio strategy. You will partner with the other disciplines to build the technology and the programming team to deliver amazing player experiences. We've already heard murmurs about a new Mass Effect game, as BioWare teased last year that the franchise is far from dead. In addition, publisher EA has indicated that a Mass Effect trilogy remaster could be in the cards at some point. Last year, the company said in an earnings call that it would be releasing exciting remasters of fan favorites during fiscal year 2021. So I really do think this is Mass Effect. BioWare Edmonton is the studio that's doing this. And again, like this article does say, we've heard this before. I mean, we haven't heard this exact job listing, but this continues. And this is kind of an example of things I talk about a lot, that you have to watch these kind of news stories, because a lot of them add to each other. A lot of them create stories. Like, you can literally see a story developing, because they're right. You know, a little while ago, we did hear about the potential of remasters, of bringing things together, and a lot of people jumped to Mass Effect, and there was a lot of talk around Mass Effect. I think it makes 100% sense to do something like that. You have this age of remasters, of remakes. I mean, right now, you can't really do that. You can use, backwards compatibility and other kind of stuff to get that experience, but you can't do it in a remaster format, because that hasn't been created yet. So that's definitely on the table, and they are right. They have talked about that this franchise is not dead. Mass Effect is not dead. It's on hiatus. It's gone. Remember when Andromeda came out, there was so much stuff going on in BioWare. It's actually crazy, because remember, it was very disappointing. They had major problems with it, and the talk around BioWare was like, okay, and even like rumors and leaks in the background were like, all right, this is done. Like, we have to put this on the side burner. The franchise could very well be dead. In fact, I think they even talked about something like that. Like, that is not, they didn't actually say it word for word, but the talk was like, okay, this franchise is like, and I think in cryo sleep, wasn't that like a phrase used at some point? Like, all right, this franchise is put away. We are not touching it. Obviously, it was maybe too soon to bring it back after 3, and obviously we messed it up, so we just have to put it away. And then ever since then, as time has moved on, it seemed like it's kind of paved over, right? Where they're like, all right, let's take it out of that cryogenic sleep, and let's start to put this game together. And again, that's been going on for a little while too. I feel like the rumors of a Mass Effect game being in development started as early as last year. I feel like it's gone on a little earlier than last year, but definitely back in like 2019, early 2019, I do remember talk about that. So this makes sense. I mean, to prestigious franchises, and not just that. I mean, I know they were saying like, well, it doesn't have to mean Mass Effect. It is a solid bet. Well, because of the studio, BioWare Edmonton, what else is it going to be? What other prestigious franchise have they been a part of? It's really only Mass Effect. And again, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, they messed up big time with Andromeda, but it's a franchise that, especially with BioWare, they need to turn stuff around. We see what Andromeda did. We've seen what Anthem did. They really, and Dragon Age just seems to have so many problems, which honestly breaks my heart, because I'm a late adopter into Dragon Age. I really absolutely adored Inquisition. I don't want them all of a sudden, I just jump in the franchise. I think it's an amazing franchise, and then all of a sudden Dragon Age 4 is just a complete train wreck. I don't want that, but it sounds like there is a lot of problems with that game, and that game is taking longer than it's supposed to. So that sucks, but that needs to be a slam dunk. That needs to be a success. If they bring back Mass Effect, you got to reboot it. You got to start over. You got to do it in a better way than Andromeda, and it needs to be a success. Now, is this a game that's coming out like next year, year after? No, this is a game that is far far away. He's a senior engineer, so you would have to build that kind of stuff before you even fill it out. So this is still early in development. I think that kind of is also what it points to. Not only is it a Mass Effect game, which I'm going to label. I mean, I'm going to say with confidence that this game that they're talking about is a Mass Effect game. But the other thing you can read into it is, hey, it seems like they're literally still designing the programs around it. Now, can they be doing voice recording? Could they have the story already planned out? Yeah, a lot of that stuff can be done. But I think this game is at least 2-3+ years away from being done. Kind of the same Dragon Age. We may end up, funny enough, seeing these games released in like back-to-back years, even though one started much sooner than the other. So it's definitely going to be interesting, but I'm excited. I mean, I love Mass Effect. I jumped in Mass Effect 2. I mean, oh my God, what a game. Mass Effect 3, there were problems with it. People had problems with it. I loved it. I think overall, maybe that's a minority opinion, but I get the problems, but I love Mass Effect 3. Andromeda was such a disappointment, but this is they're right. It is a prestige. I mean, and it's kind of like they're talking about their own franchise, so it sounds kind of weird when you say it like that, but they are right. I mean, this is a prestigious franchise. This was a franchise that was looked upon literally as like the pioneer in so many ways for so many things in the gaming industry. BioWare was looked at as the leaders of this kind of game, of really like the action role-playing game. I mean, BioWare led the way, and it was absolutely incredible. So, I mean, yeah, what else is it going to be? What other prestigious game have they been a part of over the last, like, 5-10 years? I mean, nothing. They've made a lot of mistakes over the last, like, 5 to 6 years. They've made a ton of mistakes. And Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2, those were the last two slam dunks. So, I think it makes sense. I think also if you are going to do those remasters, which it definitely feels and seems to me like Mass Effect is getting a remaster. If you're gonna do a remaster, you can do it for different reasons, and we talked about all the different reasons of why you would do a remaster. And I think this would be like kind of like a double thing. Like, you're doing a remaster because, well, firstly, those 3 games are amazing, and there's really no way you can play those 3 games all together, and you would want to upgrade and you want to give people that experience, so you do it for that. But then also, hey, remember the Golden Age? Remember literally the best times to be a Mass Effect fan? Let's give you that again. Let's upgrade some things. Let's put it out there. And then, while we're at it, you guys, you remember how much you love Mass Effect 1 through 3? Well, guess what? We are rebooting it again, but we're going to do it right this time, and we're going to make Mass Effect whatever it's called. I think that's a pretty solid strategy. I think that works really well with each other. So if this Mass Effect remaster comes out late 2020, early 2021, whatever, that could also be the same time that they say, hey, we're making a new Mass Effect. It's years away. We don't even have anything to show to you yet. Maybe we will soon, but we don't have anything to show to you yet, and we'll keep you updated. Again, like, we've seen different games do this. We've seen BioShock do it recently. So there are definitely examples of studios that have done this before, and it works out really, really well. So I think it's only a matter of time. I mean, it's a long time away, but I think it's only a matter of time till we get the remaster of Mass Effects 1 through 3. I think it's only a matter of time till we hear a lot more confirmation that, like, yes, this is a Mass Effect game. It's going to be coming out super far away, but here's some, like, like the Jason Schreier kind of, like, leak information. It's only a matter of time until we hear that kind of stuff, in my opinion. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Mass Effect is coming back? Do you think that's the game that they're talking about? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, and hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there, guys. We're all in this fight together. I greatly, greatly appreciate all your support on these videos. You guys have been doing a amazing job, and I've been having more fun than ever recording these videos. So I really do appreciate you guys watching, as I always do. I always have. I always will. I hope to see you all on the next video.